I'm Charlotte Dawson, I'm 46 and I'm a broadcaster. During high school in my years it was called teasing, and nowadays I think people are realising that people that try to diminish others are probably recognised as bullies. One thing I'm really concerned about is that we don't let people take advantage of bullying, as in diminishing what bullying is. Bullying is menacing and threatening, and it tends to make somebody feel unsafe. It's a very dangerous thing. You need to be very careful about being distinctive between, someone giving a little bit of a hard time and maybe bitching, and someone who's a bully, because there's bullying behaviour with bitches, and you've got to be able to. With bitching, I think you can learn to stand up for yourself. Sometimes with bullying, you do feel so demoralised and so diminished that you just don't know where to turn. Well, see, for me in high school, we never had given it this scary label. It was just, oh, you're just being teased. So it didn't affect us. It didn't affect us, that sort of behaviour. When I look back on it, I see that now it would be categorised as bullying and it wouldn't be acceptable, which would probably be a good thing. I'm weighing up the two things here. I survived through that whole high school stuff. We all sort of did, because there wasn't an importance placed on that behaviour. It was just called being teased, and you had to deal with it. Nowadays, we know that being teased can go a little bit further, because people have online personas as well, where they can make those taunts a lot stronger. They can use a lot stronger language, a lot more threatening language. So it's sort of a double whammy, and it's become a lot more dangerous because of the online world. Look, online bullying is something that's it's very common in the broadcasting world. If you put yourself up, especially as a female in the public eye, you get sledged a lot. And once again, there's a fine line. Is it just good-hearted sledging, or is it bullying? Depending on, sometimes you can get a stream of threats, being we want to kill you, rape you, beat you, and sometimes it's just appearance taunts, which is you're old and you're ugly and you're fat. But people on TV, they're not humans, so it's okay to do that, apparently. But to human beings, the real people, that's not okay, because I've seen people that have had less taunting than what I get probably on a weekly, sometimes daily basis, commit suicide, and that's really a problem. If you're being taunted online, you have to realise one thing, that it doesn't say anything about you. It speaks volumes about the person doing the taunting. So whoever feels so aggrieved in their life, or so unhappy with their life, or so angry with their life that they have to project that anger onto somebody, that is a real problem for them. It isn't your problem, so you have to deflect it. What I see that's so infantile online when it comes to bullying and taunting is that one person throws out a taunt and the other person uses the same language but stronger and worse. So that person just made themselves as bad, if not worse, than the bully. So you're better off to just observe what they've done, realise that it says nothing about you, but most about them, and throw it back. Unless you humorously want to respond, which waters it down or cools down the situation. But engaging in conflict is never a good idea, because often a bully wants conflict. Well, as they say, with the online world, you're feeding the trolls. There's nothing wrong with having a little bit of fun with it if you're big enough to take it, and if you want to have, a bit of a go. But you can tell when somebody's really serious and engaging in nasty conflict, and that's when you kind of got to ignore it and shut it down. I think it's really important in school that you do communicate with the teachers, communicate with your parents, so hopefully that your parents can contact the other kids' parents. The problem, I think, in this day and age is the online world, because a lot of parents are running around. Both parents are trying to work to afford to put their kids through school. So these kids are at school, they're coming home, they're being babysat by the Twitters and the Facebooks, and they're becoming these nasty little online characters, these anonymous characters with no consequences, and they're picking on other kids in school via their Facebooks and their Twitters. And if that makes someone feel threatened or uncomfortable, or especially terrified at school in their own environment, they need to talk to a teacher and they need to talk to their parents, and not be afraid to speak out. I definitely don't think confronting a bully is a good idea. It can be very dangerous. So you just need to take responsibility. If you're feeling threatened, if you're feeling scared, take responsibility and report it to a parent and a teacher. It's not a wimpy thing to do, it's a responsible thing to do, because eventually the bully will have to meet his consequences, and you could be the person that stops him from hurting somebody else. And I'm asking you to become a community brave mentor, and maybe together we can change the world.